vas a conocer a Dios.
Hey guys, Buff Game Bad today, bringing you a video. Today we are going to be breaking down the official launch trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and going through some of the weapons that we've seen previously, as well as some new ones that make an appearance here. We don't have a lot of new weapons here, and we've seen a lot of the weapons, pretty much all of the weapons at this point that we've broken down in a lot of the other trailers. So I'll link a lot of those down below if you want more information on a lot of the weapons that we've seen. Go ahead and check those out. I'm not going to go ahead and repeat myself here for a lot of these because we do see a lot of the same weapons, but we'll jump into the weapons that we do see, gloss over those quickly, and then I'll just go into the actual trailer breakdown and my thoughts about this particular trailer and how it has heavy Sicario and Sicario Day of Soldado vibes, which is exactly what we reported on here thanks to Ralph's Valve last year. I believe it was November of 2021. So this trailer, heavy Sicario vibes, we'll get into that. But first off, for the weapons here in the trailer, first off, we start up and we do see a M4 variant here of with that short barrel option that we did see in the beta. So I know I had some people over on Twitter asking me if this was an M13. This is actually one of the shorter barrel versions of the M4 that we saw. Now this is actually a conversion, so I won't go into any more detail of it here because it is still an M4 at base, not a platform conversion for this, but it is a different variant conversion, which we'll be covering here on the channel. Next up, sticking with the M4s, we do see another M4 here being held by Ghost. This one appears to have that 3x optic on there. It looks like it's configured potentially with the 458 SOCOM and some sort of DMR build with that heavy vertical foregrip on there as well. So a long barrel version of the M4 platform. So it's hard to tell what kind of mag it says it's using, if it's standard 556 or 458. But again, it is another version of the M4. Potentially that 458 SOCOM or the FTAC Recon, or just a standard M4. Next up, we do see the Mossberg 590 with a mag-fed version. So this is essentially a conversion with the weapon. Instead of feeding the shells in, it is a mag-fed. We did see a very similar version of the shotgun with the Remington 870 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. So you had basically a chassis conversion in that, which converted it to a magazine-fed shotgun. We see the same thing here with the Mossberg 590. We also have a base Mossberg 590 pump action without the mag-fed option here. So that'll be probably an attachment for the magazine size on that shotgun, I'm assuming, would just be mag-fed versus having the tube or the base X amount of shells that they choose to do with this. So that'll be good to see. Another one we see here, we've already seen this confirmed with some of the leaks in the gameplay, is the 725 shotgun making another return here. We covered that in the last weapon breakdown video. We also have the Desert Eagle making its first official appearance here in the trailer material. We did see this leaked recently around the time of the beta. However, this is the first time we're seeing it officially in the promotional material here in the trailer. So the Desert Eagle in 50 Action Express is now in the game, which is good to see. You can't have a Modern Warfare game without a Desert Eagle. Next up, we see the Barrett Mrad yet again. So this appears to be in that mission for the all gillied up type reboot mission here. So the Barrett Mrad making an appearance. Really good to see this weapon, especially because it did beat out some previous weapons that we've seen. I believe it was some of the snipers from Modern Warfare 3. I can't remember off the top of my head. But those weapons, I think, are also going to be in this game. So it'll be interesting to see the Mrad going directly up against, at least with the rifles that it beat out in the competition for the U.S. military. So the Barrett Mrad making an appearance here again. Next up, we do have what looks like in addition to the Mrad, the M24 SWS. So we saw this in the original trailer. This again is going to be a returning weapon from Modern Warfare 2019, the M24. And it looks like we're probably, based on some of the footage and some of the trailers, have another chassis conversion to this, similar like we did in Modern Warfare 2019. Now, I did see a couple unknown weapons here. It could be the same weapon or it could be two different weapons. We have one screenshot here where they're breaching into a room, and we have what looks like potentially Ghost or a Shadow Company operator using what looks like some sort of SBR or a short-barreled rifle. You have what looks like Price on the ground and some soldiers returning fire. So again, not sure who the soldier is holding this, but Not sure really what this is. We don't get a good look at it besides the fact that it does have, if you slow it down, it does have a transparent magazine. Um, Again, not a great look at this. It could be something like the MCX Rattler. However, the handguard, the barrel looks a little bit off for that. The barrel looks a little bit longer. Could be an APC 300, which the barrel for that is around 8.7 inches, I believe. So it could be that as well, or it could just be something like like some of the weapons we've seen in the beta so far, like the Lockman 556 series or the HK33 that we've seen in real life is the name of the Lockman 556. So again, we could just be that with some different barrel attachments that we haven't seen yet in the beta. Really hard to tell with that particular one. Now, there's one more unknown here with that shot of the M24 SWS side by side. We do have Soap holding another weapon. This probably, I'm assuming, is a Scar Light or a Mark 16. But again, it's dark. Don't have a great look at it. So it could be something we've seen or it could be something new. Not really sure. Surprisingly, we did not see, at least unless that first weapon that is the unknown is in fact an MCX Rattler, we did not see any M13 or MCX Virtus platform series here in this. So that's kind of interesting to me for sure. Kind of thought we would be seeing something like that here in this trailer for this one this time around, because we did see it in the previous trailers, the MCX Virtus. So those are pretty much all the weapons here, I believe. A lot of the other ones, like I said, are weapons we've already seen before. We did see some AKS-74Us, some Scars, things like that. So we've covered a lot of those here on the channel already. So jumping into the actual trailer itself. This, again, if you haven't seen Sicario and Sicario Day of Soldado, go ahead and watch those in that order, because this trailer, I know some of the actors who are playing Soap and Alejandro said in their Instagram post previously that Sicario was kind of required viewing, and that was the theme they were going with. And in the beta, as well as we see the map here in the trailer, there is that border crossing map with the U.S.-Mexican border that we saw for the ground war in the beta. And we see that here in the trailer. Again, that is right out of Sicario, the first Sicario, where there's a very, very awesome gunfight on the right at the border crossing from Mexico back into the U.S. There's a gunfight. This is the exact part of that border crossing here on the map. We also see other shots similar to that map as well that we saw in the beta, where the actual border wall is up, separating the United States from Mexico. So we see that, and this does confirm, like Ralph leaked last year, that, at least according to the trailer here, our main antagonist is going to be a Mexican cartel for the most part, is what it looks like. Probably in cahoots with other organizations like Alcatel, who we do know is returning here in this game. So they could be working together. It sounds like we're after, again, nuclear warheads or something like that, or in the wild and going to be in use. We do see General Shepard making a return here, played by a different actor this time around. I believe this same guy did actual voiceovers for the original Modern Warfare 2. He was one of your main guys that you would be communicating with over the radio in a lot of the Ranger missions in Washington, D.C. So we would see a lot of that. So you would recognize his voice for sure. He's had appearances in a lot of TV and movies, as well as Black Hawk Down he was in, and he was a main character in the Battlefield 3 campaign as well. So General Shepard making a return here. And again, it looks like we're obviously going up against the cartels this time around from Mexico. That's why you're going into Mexico. You have Alejandro welcoming Soap and Ghost to the city of Souls. Again, we're indicating that we are in Mexico fighting the cartels, talking about corruption. If you resist corruption, you end up underground, etc. So this is going to be a very Sicario heavy vibe of a campaign, and I'm all for it. So if you haven't seen those movies, go ahead and watch it. Again, some other required viewing I would recommend is Clear and Present Danger, starring Harrison Ford from the 1990s, as well as go ahead and look into a little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands for sure. And there's some other movies out there too that follow some similar type themes and settings. Proof of Life is another good one as well. But this is going to be a really, really good campaign. I can see this being probably the best Call of Duty campaign. I'm a big campaign guy. I love the campaigns. I always play these first. So it's good to see that we're going to be getting this a week early on the 20th. And again, the other character here, Graves, who's the Shadow Company leader, is appearing to be kind of more of like the Alejandro type character from the Sicario. If we're looking at the parallels between Sicario and the campaign here, at least in the trailer, Alejandro from Sicario appears to have the parallel of Alejandro, played by Benicio del Toro, appears to be the parallel kind of this Graves character for the Shadow Company, potentially. So he just has that Alejandro type vibe to him. So I'm really excited to kind of see where they go with that. Josh Brolin's character Matt may be somewhere along the lines of a ghost or a soap in this movie. So I'm really excited to see kind of what they do with this, because obviously there's a lot of inspiration from Sicario all the way down to some of the multiplayer map design and the campaign levels. So you see battles on that bridge or the border crossing from the Mexican to the U.S. border here in the trailer itself, where we see those shotguns like the Mossberg, mag-fed Mossbergs. There's some sort of battle going on at that border crossing. So this is right out of the first Sicario movie. Obviously a little bit different of an engagement, but this is exactly that. So this is really good to see. I cannot wait to see what they do with this. I'm really excited for this campaign. Let me know down below what you guys think of the trailer. Let me know if I missed any weapons here in the campaign. Let me know your thoughts. Are you digitally pre-ordering it? Are you going to be playing the campaign early? I will be live streaming it here on the channel. The day right when it releases, we'll play through it, and then we'll cover a lot of the missions and parallels with Sicario that week, and clear presentation and all that. So I may do another separate video breaking down the parallels between Sicario and this campaign trailer, or I may save that for the release of the game, because there's a lot of parallels here. I cannot stress enough. If you like this trailer and you haven't seen the Sicario movies, you need to go watch them because it's going to change your perspective of this trailer, and you're going to see a lot of things. There's a lot of shots in this trailer, which I would probably save to a breakdown. You have a shot where Graves, Soap, and what looks like Price have this cartel leader or Alcatel head in what looks like the desert of Mexico, and that again is right out of Sicario for some of those scenes with the cars and the headlights and everything, right out of Sicario too. Very, very cool to see this. We're going to basically be playing through a very similar type Sicario setting here with Modern Warfare 2. Another good thing here is at the end we do see our main protagonist, or our main characters from Task Force 141, faces side by side with what looks like with that skull. So that appears to me to be probably the symbol of the cartel that we're going to be going up against, marking them as hits by the cartel, or them versus the cartel, basically saying that the cartel and Task Force 141 or the U.S. military are going to war. So again, this is basically Sicario. Goes back to the video I did last November saying Modern Warfare 2 is Sicario. So go ahead and check out those movies. Check out those previous videos for weapon breakdowns. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, Buffering Gaming, out.